Hey, welcome to another episode of My Model Cars. I decided I was going to do two today. So here we have it, my 1940 Ford Coupe. This is not factory. In fact, it's very far from factory for how this car came. I got this one secondhand at a flea market, unbuilt, all there, for $10. So I brought it home and it sat for a long time. A really long time. And then I started working on it. It was originally blue. I had the blue, it was all nice, but then it sat in my window for a while and the blue faded. So I took all that off, painted it yellow, and at that point I decided to chop the top. Now yellow was the second color this car was, but when I chopped the top, that screwed up the yellow from here up. And I didn't want to do a two-tone car with yellow on the bottom. So at that point, it got painted solid black. That black did not dry right, so I had to take that all off. That was the third color of it. It got painted solid red then. That didn't last very long either, though, because as it was drying, a few flies landed in it and ruined the entire top. Just everything here was just bleh. So, then, it got painted like this. Now, right here, I don't really know what I was thinking. This is a mix of metallic silver and gloss black, I think. And that was just kind of an afterthought. The car is red from the trim line down and black up, with black fenders. You can see some of where it used to be yellow and blue down here too, as well as right here just above the running boards. That's where the paint kind of got chipped up a bit as I was putting the whole thing together like this. There are some issues with the chop job. This window, for instance, it should just be straight, but it kind of curves up on the ends. And this window came out way too square. Because if you look through it, you'll see the other one's rounded on the edge. The two front windows and the windshield turned out relatively well for my liking. At the front grille, it's all silver, stock bumpers, custom wheels, they're wider with hubcaps. Underneath, you can see where I didn't paint the inner wheels. And it's got custom exhaust. This is from a 1990 Mustang. It's got custom adapters from these headers to the pipes. You can see where I tore the cats out, because no. And this is not stock down here, you'll notice. So, the interior is very difficult to see, but you can see it's got a gray dashboard with a bit of silver detailing. It's a black and gray interior. There you go, that's a good angle. Yeah. Anyway, it's not the stock motor, actually. This has a 5.0 from a 1990 Mustang. I had a few spare motors sitting around and wanted to use one. So, I decided to put it in here. And you'll actually see right here, I cut the hood to fit the air filter. That just lifts off. It doesn't have hinges, and it never did. But right here, we have it. This car, this is the fourth motor that went in this car. First, it had the stock 221. Then I put a different 5.0 in it, but that wound up going in the 1990 Mustang that I did. This came out of that. Then it had a 327 Fuelie in it, and then I settled on this. It's a sort of not so detailed motor, yeah, really. Really the only over-the-top detail on it is the painting of the air filter, and that's about it. The radiator is not a stock radiator from this car, and That actually comes from the 1994 Camaro, which I don't have. I built that before the 32 Ford, and it was a disaster. It never went together right, and it fell apart, so I just wound up taking it for parts. This one doesn't have mirrors. It was supposed to, but they're missing somewhere. I don't know where. There it is from the side. All of this was done with Scotch tape as mask because it gives a really sharp line. There you go. There's a thin layer of dust on the car because it's been sitting on my shelf for so long. There's just the 5.0 again. You can see the seats in there. It's actually got the rear bench seats from a 90s. I don't know what they're actually from. They're just spares. It turned out pretty nicely though, as far as I'm concerned. Black and red car. It's pretty cool. I've got a few more cars, and then we have another 32 Ford 5-window for the start of the 2019 model building year, which so far has given me about 20 models to make videos on. I've got way more on the way. In the next video, I believe it is the 77 Trans Am we're talking about. That car has a bit of a story to it. Although most of it, I don't know. See you in that one where we talk about that. Hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.